going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Giving All of My Experience. I am your host, Rashad,
And I'm your hostess, Sade.
with a baby.
I'm huge. Y'all haven't seen me in a long time. I look real wide.
Real wide. So before we get into today's episode, I do want to let everybody know it's something that I had out for a while now. I just haven't actually like announced it. Like a few people knew about it because I told a few close friends and stuff like that. But me and Sade, we have an ebook on this website called Gumroad. It is a free ebook that just talks about building your first $1,000 emergency fund. Over 40% of Americans don't have $1,000 for a rainy day in their savings or checkings account if things to go wrong. Just say your power went out during these storms that we're having here in Maryland, and everything in your refrigerator spoils. That's considered an emergency. Most people don't even have $1,000 to go back to a local market or Sam's Club um, to restock their fridge or deep freezers. So I just think that it was just something that we wanted to give back to the community. Like I said, it's completely free. When you do go to check out the ebook, it will ask you for a donation or a tip. It's all up to you. I don't really care if you give me a donation or tip. It was just more so some free information that we wanted to give away to the public and to people who are consistent listeners for this podcast. Yeah.
Also, I just want to say we apologize for our absence. I thought that's what you was gonna leave with at first, because we have been very absent. We haven't been
Pregnancy has been kicking
um,
Sade's tail.
that, and just life, being
Yeah.
pregnant, and not in a bad way. Life not in a bad way. Just like doing your day to day things. We're still, although we're in not inviting, but we'll soon have a new bundle of joy. We still have 4 boys that we take care of. We still have our work. We still have school, which I'm surprised I made it through this semester, but I did.
Yeah, and then I mean, when you look at it for us, most people say, "Oh, well, it's a summer break. Stuff kind of slow down." But for us,
Wow.
summer break stuff picks up because all of our kids are now playing sports. At first, it was
Yeah.
just junior, but now it's
Yes.
junior, Messiah, and
Messiah,
Curtis, and then Cameron
Curtis,
to be playing soccer
soccer and
in
fall.
the fall. So
Yeah.
it's like a never going switch. I think since April, we've been busy every single weekend.
And that's true too. Like every single weekend we've had something. So trying, I would say we haven't been consistent because we haven't found a way to balance. We forgot how busy our summers get, and this is our first year doing a podcast together. So we forget
Yeah,
how busy it gets. Like after May, honestly, during the start of April, because you got Easter, you got Mother's Day, you
my
got Rashad's
birthday, yeah,
birthday,
Memorial
and
Day.
then you got Memorial Day. Then you got you preparing for kids to be out of school. Um, I have summer camp at my preschool. So all of those things jumbled into one. Not to make an excuse, but life just been lifing,
Yeah, because
and
we definitely would be sitting upstairs like we're gonna record this weekend, and then when
and
this weekend
then
would come, and we'd be like,
Monday would come, like Tuesday night. I'd be like, oh,
we never
Rashad, we
recorded.
never recorded. So, our
Yeah,
apologies. You know,
yeah,
life has just been busy.
yeah, and then on top of that too, we took on more of a like a more of a presence in church, just upped our
Yes,
presence in
with the
church, just
youth
being more involved
ministry.
in ministries and stuff like that. Yeah, just tagging along. And now I just been volunteering Sade for stuff like we're going to be working with
Yes,
the what was it the married couples ministry.
yes.
Yeah, I told
Told me that yesterday. Oh,
yeah,
I signed us up for this.
yeah, I want to help.
Meanwhile, I'm letting go to ministries this month, so I hope, but it doesn't start no time soon. So, all praise God today. I love doing things for my church, but like I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to do anything.
Like
I
over,
barely want to like go to
y'all should
work in
see
the
her try to
morning.
roll over.
It's not sexy.
It's funny.
He thinks it's funny, but everything hurts.
Yeah,
It's been 7 years since I had a child, and Chloe is advancing in all areas. Like her head is already down. We found that out last month,
yeah. Last month,
and she's growing very well. We found out today she's four
4 pounds. Yeah,
pounds.
4 pounds.
So she could be possibly between 7 to 8 pounds when I have her. Um, she's doing great. She is definitely doing her thing in there,
Yeah.
doing what she's supposed to be doing. So kudos to Chloe. Woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna say outside of all of that interesting stuff, I would say that um, we also spent the last couple of weeks just reflecting on how our last 6 months have been. Just
Hmm.
hitting a reset, getting back focused, getting back inclined to the things that got us to the point that we are now to even start this podcast and even talk to you guys on a regular basis. Like for myself, I know like 2 weeks ago, I sat outside on the front porch for like 2 hours and I
Hmm.
listened to Who Moved My Cheese audiobook.
Awesome
Yeah,
book.
it's an awesome book. I definitely recommend anybody
Mind
out there that
blowing.
likes books, audiobooks, with whatever form of way that you take in your books, you should definitely check out Who Moved My Cheese. And I felt like that was perfect for where I was at because I felt like I was getting complacent. And what I mean by that is that I was telling Sade, like, we have been hitting our financial goals, even in the midst of our inconsistency and just life, just having its ups and downs and stuff like that. We still haven't been hitting our financial goals. Our emergency fund is maxed out for goal number one that we set in place for 2025. We even maxed out Chloe's fund, so
Yes,
just in case.
excited to tell that too.
Oh yeah,
Because I think the last time we talked to them, we were talking about how
we wanted to max it
that
out.
was one of our goals. So we hit that goal too. We've
Yeah,
been
so
hitting
we
some
maxed out
goals.
Chloe's fund, and now we're in the process of just being more strategic on the way that we build our money, spend our money. So normally,
Hmm.
what we will do is in August we will put a check to the side, and we will go buy a whole bunch of stuff for school, like book bags, clothes, shoes, whatever is the need. And we
Hmm.
just ran into some extra money, and we were sitting down at lunch one day, and I was telling Sade, I was like, let's max out Chloe's fund. Let's go to Walmart. Let's get all the stuff that we need to get from Walmart for like household products, stuff like that. And I'm like, whatever's remaining, we'll start
Back to
another
school.
fund for back to school. So we started putting money away for back to school. We was also able to go to Walmart. Felt like adults because we got a mop, got the kids new
I
TV.
think Rashad felt well. I feel like an adult now,
Yeah,
but that was I don't y'all. I don't like to
yeah.
spend
Sade don't like
money.
spending money. I don't care.
I could hold on to $20 for
Yeah,
probably.
so we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but we could just pick off the back that we were talking about. Sade was talking about how she can make $20 stretch.
I can make it stretch. I don't like spending money. I like to hold on to money for dear life. I started this method when I was younger after I had maxed out my first credit card, and it has worked. It always works to pretend that I'm broke.
Yeah.
Even if I have the money, I will cancel every dollar out. I just don't like spending money, but it was a great investment because we got new brooms. Messiah needed a new TV. We got this amazing vacuum cleaner. That's how when you know you're a real adult, when you get excited about gadgets like that, like this amazing. What is it?
Yeah.
Bristle pet cleaner vacuum cleaner.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still on sale at Walmart, but it was $98. Got a whole bunch of hangers.
Whole bunch of house supplies.
Yeah.
Came
Cleaning
home.
supplies. I
Yeah,
love
came
cleaning
home and cleaned the
supplies.
house. House was smelling amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, smelling amazing. Then the
It's
Rugrats was gone. Yeah,
yeah.
it
So
was amazing. And then they came home and it kind of went right back
that's what happened when you have kids. So
downhill.
I'm
Yeah.
getting used to that part too.
Yeah, so it was just one of the things like what led us to this topic of our conversation, just talking about everything. Is just we was just reflecting on where we've been at the last 6 months, and it kind of led us to this. So anybody that follows me on my personal podcast, I'm said personal podcast, personal
Mm,
Instagram. I'm sorry, I don't
I got
want
something
to
on the
make they
side. I didn't
jealous.
even know it.
Anybody that follows me on my Instagram page knows that I talk about money. I talk about finance all the time. So I've seen that Sade got back into reading books. She loves
Mhm.
Rachel Cruz, so she started reading Rachel Cruz book. I'm gonna let her talk about the Rachel Cruz book for a little while after this. But she started reading Rachel Cruz. I read, Who Moved My Cheese, and I was just like, you know what, I want to start getting back into reading books consistently. And we was on the phone with our financial advisor this past Monday, the 30th, June the 30th, having our end of the month meeting to just talk about what we're gonna do for July. And he has this amazing collection of books on his bookshelf. Like I
Mhm.
mean, so many books. And the first book he pointed to, he was like, he has the hard copy. Like we have the paperback copy. He actually got the hard copy. And he was just talking about how the book that really changed his life when he first moved to the States. He only had $20 to his name. Is one of the books that he brought was The Millionaire Mind, and I thought it was pretty funny because Thomas J. Stanley, I read his book called The Millionaire Next Door, and just from reading this book, the Millionaire Next Door was made before this book, and then this book came afterwards. Because as I was reading this book, I seen that he was referencing certain quotes and parts from the Millionaire Next Door inside of this book.
Mm.
So this month we've been making it apparent. I have 11 different men who are reading this book with me. It's 12 when you include Sade as being my wife, who just wanted to be engaged with what we have going on. So we went out on Amazon and we got The Millionaire Mind by Thomas Stanley. Because it's so early in the month, you still got time to just get down with this.
Mhm.
I think I'm on page. I did a I used the index card as my
That's smart
bookmark.
thinking. I just put prints
Yeah,
into the
so I'm
book.
on page 91 currently right now. So yeah, you should really give it a try. The Millionaire Mind. One of my biggest things that I love, that I have been coming more inclined to, is just that wealth starts in the mind. I get that everybody wants to have the six figures, the five figures, the four figures in their bank accounts, savings accounts, whatever. But if your mind isn't where it needs to be, your account will never be where it needs to be. And I will say that now, like we still have moments where we slip up and
Mhm.
we have weaknesses as a part of the game, but you also have to be able to self-reflect and be self-aware as well, to know where you're making the mistakes and where you need to readjust. That was the reason what made me pivot to Who Moved My Cheese, because I felt like I was getting so complacent with coming to one area to get my knowledge, to get all the things that I needed. And then when I felt like it moved, I just stayed complacent and jumped up and down like, where the hell, like, why am I not getting the information, or why am I not feeling the same like I normally felt?
That was Hall who that was Hall that the Hall character was no, Hall was the one that actually moved.
Yeah, Ha did move, but Ha was a part of that group. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just recommend everybody, if you really would like to just get down with this, man, get your copy of the book, get your audio book, see if you can find that joint on YouTube. I mean, you ain't really. I paid $14 for it. Well, you don't have to pay the $14.
You
All
spent $14 on lunch.
right, never mind. You spent $14 on lunch.
I'm just saying. I know I have. Probably even more.
I spent about 26.
The most I spent is 20. Have spent is $20. So I think if
I love food.
you yeah,
I
if you
can't
love
wait for
food
Sade to
then
drop this baby, because all
but
her cravings coming to me. I've been trying. It's not to get off topic. It's been so easy for me to lose weight since Sade been pregnant. It's been hard to drop 10 pounds. Every time I get in the groove, she like, "Babe, I want this," and I'm like, "She's pregnant. Guess I gotta do it." But one of the things I am going to do, I want to do a 36-hour water fast.
I woke up from my nap and he was talking about that. I was like, what? What's going on? I went to sleep for what, 2 hours? I wake up, you talking about a water fast. Well, look, do
Yeah.
it 7 weeks from now. Because, anyways, like I was saying, spend $14 on lunch, probably even more. Invest into yourself because it's necessary.
Yeah. The
Um,
millionaire's mine.
I guess I can talk a little bit about the Rachel Cruz book, Love Your Life, Not Theirs. I think the last time we spoke, I was talking about that book and saying how I was going to finish the book, and I did. I was very proud of myself because it is so hard for me to finish, like, just stay focused. Um, on just books in general. And I think I had brought this to Rashad like when I was probably like at chapter 10, because there's 16 chapters in that book. I was like, I don't think that I necessarily, no, I was actually almost finished the book because it was the same day we had our talk with Matthew. I don't think that I need any more self help books. I really want to become more intentional about learning how to budget. And I know that's people probably like, what? You have your husband, y'all talk about it all the time. But I don't, money makes me cringe a little bit. Like, I don't like the thought of the numbers. I never been a numbers person, so I'm still
You should be afraid to check the
trying. Yes,
account.
I can't stand checking the account because it's like in my brain, I still have that number, the number that I looked at 2 days ago or like last week, and I know that we have been using our card like for like small transactions. So if I go there, I don't want to be devastated. Like I can't just ugh, it makes me cringe. I can't stand thinking about the numbers, but I'm trying to.
But what kills me is that if she goes inside the account and it's either at the same amount that it was a couple days ago, or we have more because maybe I had won a bet or something on FanDuel. I put some money in the account, or maybe something that came early and money deposited account. She's like, "Ooh, I can go to Amazon. I can do this and I can do that."
I haven't done that recently.
I know you
I
haven't done
think
it, but it just be trip me. No,
what's
but it just trips me out how you be so afraid to check the account, but then when you check it, you like, "Oh, we had the same amount. Oh, we got more.
yeah, so
Oh,
it
let me
can
spend a
do
couple
something.
dollars."
But I think why I get so scared, because I think I told you this too, because I still like at times mentally I still live in the past without money.
Yeah, I get it.
Like
When the accounts is
when the
overdrawn,
counts was overdrawn, like I'm still working through those kinks of money, and it's trying. Some months are better than others, but it just makes me cringe. But anyway, the Rachel Cruz book, it's um seven, not reasons. Seven. I want to say 7 lessons. Ugh, I wish I had the book in front of me, but my sister-in-law has it. But anyways, it's 7 ways that you learn how to be more budget friendly. And when I say the book will open up your mind, it will open up your mind. Like you would think that, like when it comes to cars, she talks about how if you want to get a car, it's better to save up to buy that car instead of having car payments. When you think about it, she talks about how people say that they can't save $500 a month to save up for a car, but yet there are people out here who's spending 500 plus on their car payments
yeah,
every month.
it's priorities is what you make important. But
Yes,
yeah, go ahead,
every
continue.
month. So it had me to think about all the things. Like, I think 2 months ago we were talking about getting new phones, or I was more so talking about getting a new phone because September is coming up, new iPhone is coming out soon, and I was like, I would love to get a new phone. But then once I started reading that book, I said, I'm not getting that phone unless I can pay the entire phone off. If I can't pay the entire phone off, then I don't want it.
Yeah, big baller.
Like I I don't want to finance things. It seems fun. It seems like it's a good thing to do, but truly it's not. You putting yourself on this hamster wheel of constantly trying to keep up with everybody. And that's another thing that she talks about. And you think that you're doing something by financing the next biggest thing when you really just going in the same cycle over and over and over again. So it's needless to say, it's a great book. It talks about how you should be better budget friendly when it comes to market shopping. If you can afford $100 yearly $100 Sam's Club membership. I don't know how much Costco is, but if you can
Costco's
afford
about
it,
around the same.
go
Costco's,
for it.
BJ's, and all stuff pretty about the
Go
same.
for it. Because I mean, why not? We were spending what, $250 every week
Yeah,
on
probably about
going to
yeah, every like yeah,
Safeway.
every Saturday or Sunday when I was sitting in church, I'll do online market shopping. I was spending about $150 to $200.
You do the math, that's a lot of money
Yeah,
within that 1 month, instead of just going to Sam's Club, going to Costco, going to
yeah, we
BJ's.
was being cheap too because we could afford to buy the Sam's Club membership. We
Yeah.
just kept putting other stuff in front of it. That's all it really was.
So she talks about that, how, how to properly market shop. And then in this book, it talks about the same thing, how millionaires, they they go to Sam's Club, BJ's,
They
Costco's,
buy in
and
bulk.
they buy in bulk, and they also they make a list. They make a list before they go to the stores because their time is diamonds. It's very
Yeah, so they want to be
valuable.
in and out. They don't want to be in there 2, 3 hours just shopping around picking
Hmm.
stuff up.
And they also don't want to spend impulsively because, unless, not least, do not go market shopping on an empty stomach. You are really gonna spend just
Yeah, based off your
because,
cravings.
based off your cravings or what you're craving. So that's just a small um explanation, like, I mean, not explanation, of
Snippet.
snippet of what I learned from the book. There's tons of more stuff. It's Seven Money Habits. That's what it is. I knew it was gonna come back to me. But it talks about the seven
A
money
pregnancy
habits
break.
that you can really use for your life. There's a book that Rachel Cruz and Dave Ramsey, they wrote together about, I
Yeah,
think it's like Smart Money
yes,
for Kids or
smart money, smart kids.
Smart Money, Smart Kids. That is, after this book, that's my next book. Because I also want to teach my kids how to handle their money. I was adding up how much they get paid to take out, like, our trash, the neighbor's trash. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I can really help them budget out this money, and they could really start to buy the things that we feel like, all right, we, not to say that we don't have it, but it may not be in our budget that much. But they can go in there petty cash and be like, "Hey, ma, I got this X amount. Can you go, either go half with me, or can I do it myself?" And we sit down, we make a plan, and if we feel like it's a smart enough investment for our kids to do, we can teach them. Okay, you'll be able to do it. But if we're like, I feel like, yeah, just money. Even though the numbers make me cringe, I'm becoming more excited about, like, the budgeting aspect of it, like learning how to really have control, fully control over our money, and not allowing it to control us, because that's what a lot of us are doing. Our money is pulling us in whole different ways because we're seeing the material things that people are getting, keep trying to keep up with Joneses, really, and we're putting ourselves in debt. So
Hmm. I'm over
yeah.
here smiling because I feel like a proud dad.
I
Because
bet.
another thing that Shawty didn't mention to you guys is that on June the 30th, when we had our financial meeting, she ran the entire meeting. I didn't have to talk about numbers. I didn't have to say anything. Like,
Yeah.
it was so amazing. And then to like kind of see her hone into the craft, and now she be trying to like, it's gonna irritate the hell out of me because I'm so used to being solo where I just got to give her like a quick summary of what's going on. But now I know she's gonna keep like nagging about certain things, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, like, she's about to
I
drive me
think I
crazy.
irritated you last week. You was
Yeah, because
like,
she just
"You're
acts
irritating me right now." And I'm like,
like, why?
"Well,
Like, come on, bro.
I even started to use the planner that he gave me, y'all. I write down all my numbers. I know exactly what's coming out of my account. And I'm to the point where I'd be like, "Is it in our budget? Did we account for that? Oh no, we can't do that because it's not in the budget." You're like, "Sade, sometimes you go off." I said, because remember you talked to me about numbers. Yeah.
But
So
what she didn't mention to y'all is that whenever we go outside of the budget, when she wasn't on the numbers, that I would sacrifice whatever I needed to do the next month
yeah.
for it to happen.
I will. I did forget that, but
Yeah.
still, but I don't like that. That always has to happen, or it doesn't always have to happen, but here and there. But yeah, needless to say, I am embracing this part of money slowly but
Yeah, so
surely.
that's what we've been doing our last 4 weeks. Another thing is that if there's anybody out there that listens to the podcast or anybody that come across this podcast that's related that wants to deal with like anything IT related, Oracle is giving away free certifications. From it started July the 1st and it doesn't end until October the 31st. You get these courses. These courses most likely will cost you thousands of dollars if you try to do it on your own. Take advantage of it. I will.
Mhm.
I am. I love it. My next book is an AI book. I
He
want to
loves
learn.
AI.
Yeah, I want to learn because it's not even the fact is that it's like I love it. I just see the growth potential in it.
Yeah, that's what I was. That was what was in my brain. Like,
Yeah,
you
like
love that you see the potential.
it's so much opportunity in it, and rather than people just embracing it and just adding it to their toolbox, they just shine away from it, or they criticizing it, or they believe in everything they see on social media about it.
It has helped me with my stress level in school. Like if I don't understand something, I can type it in like my chat GPT
But
and
like
have it to
Chat GPT is just like, not to cut you off, but Chat
yeah.
GPT is like the smallest piece of it.
Oh,
So
okay.
like it's
So
so much more that could be
then
done with AI. Like ChatGPT is like, it's just an open source that helps for like communication skills. But then you have AIs that generate videos. You got AIs that can do voiceovers. You got AIs that can act as humans and do the research as a production analyst or as a programmer or as a script writer. It's so much that comes with it. Like I just want to learn so much more about it because I know it's going to be so much growth opportunity, and I'm all about the growth. And then my thing is too, anything, and it's not to sound money greed because it always sound money greed, but anything that can help my family financially, I'm with it.
yeah,
And I know just looking at the trends right now of where we're going, AI will be very important in the next 5 years, especially with our current government, with cryptocurrency. Everything is just becoming digitized. A lot of banks saying that they're losing a lot of peer-to-peer interactions now because a lot of people our age and the up and coming generation, they like the digital banks. So AI is coming.
yeah.
It's coming. It's already here, but it's coming, and it's going to
Full
come
force.
tenfold. And I don't want to be one of the ones who who is not prepared for it. I want to make sure
Yeah.
I'm prepared for it.
I'm not on that wave yet. I'm at the small piece of the pie of the chat GPT. But I'm sure I'll gradually gravitate to
Yeah, she ain't got no choice. She really don't be having no choice.
I
What? What?
do. I do.
You don't got no choice.
It's a free country. No, I'm not gonna next topic.
What? She's about to
Next
start talking about politics, y'all. Y'all, they out
and
here
I'm
acting
not.
crazy.
I'm truly not because I don't. I know the most that I know is from what Rashad tells me. There are a lot of things that I feel honestly, I felt like I used to feel this way, but now I look at Rashad as he's always been a blessing, but like a blessing that he's into all of the things that most more than most of the things that I don't even think about because I would wonder like what would my kids how would my kids learn because he knows he's not like deep into politics but he knows a lot more information than I do. Like he schools me and I used to envy it at times because I was like dang, I'm not that smart to even get into that stuff, but I also never had the urge to get into it. But this man sitting beside me, I learned a lot.
She crazy. So
I do, I
you
learned a
gotta.
lot.
So it was because I got into investing. When you get into investing, you gotta know what's going on in the political world.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta know what's going on in the political world. When you get into investing money, you just don't want to be investing your money into anything. You just want to make sure you know what's
that's
going
true.
on. So when you start researching the stocks, you also start researching what political views. Like prime example, a lot of people who invest into like energy based companies probably gonna be hurting over the next couple months because of the big beautiful bill and its EV cuts. So it's just like little things like that. Like yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean, we just wanted to give you guys just a quick little episode of what's been going on these last 4 weeks, and we will be more consistent. I don't know about an episode next week.
try.
Only reason why I say I don't know about an episode next week is because our friends Rudy and Shamira, they are getting married this weekend.
So
Yes, black love. Yeah, so
excited.
so excited. So I don't know if we're going to be able to record because Friday she's going to be out with the girls getting ready for the big day on Saturday. I'm gonna be out with the guys. Saturday is the day of the wedding, and I'm pretty sure Sunday we're gonna be hurting from Saturday.
Hmm.
So it's just we're trying to figure something out. I think we're off on Monday,
We
so we
are.
we should be able to get something in.
Something in, something brief, at least something to put out. But this month is pretty packed every
Yeah, and then
weekend.
next weekend is our anniversary. We
Yeah.
will be married for 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, next week will be our anniversary. We'll be married for 6 years. I haven't really thought about what we're gonna do as
Y'all know
far
I
as
just
like
want to
next week
eat.
recording, like just recording the episode. I wasn't even talking about us going out.
Oh.
I was talking about recording the
I was just say,
episode.
y'all know. Take me to a nice restaurant. I put some heels and just take me out to eat. But
We got a lot to do that day. I think it's one of our friends having a baby shower that day.
family photos that
Yeah, we taking
day.
family photos. I would love. I don't know how realistic it would be, but I would love to have the photo shoot like recorded. So maybe we can do like an episode or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna have to see if I can get bother Swish. So Swish, if you watch this episode and I forget to text you, I may need you next Saturday on the 19th. I don't know if you're gonna be in
Please and
town.
thank you.
He might not be in town because I think next weekend is the weekend that they supposed to go to Detroit. I
Mm.
find out. But yeah,
We'll figure it
we
out.
just got we got a lot going on. And then I think the weekend after that is the Find Your Purpose Find
Conference.
Your Purpose conference that we're doing with our church. So if you're in Baltimore, and you have a kid, what is it, 8 to 13, or was it 8 to 16?
Let me
Or was it eight
see.
to 18?
I think it's 8 to 18. But yeah, it's 8 to 18 because
So
they're doing elementary,
middle,
middle,
high
and
school.
high
So
school.
yeah, if you have a kid in Baltimore from 8 to 18, please look up Charity Church, look up our website, and you'll see the
Next gen.
Eventbrite Next Gen. We're having a conference on July the 26th.
Hmm.
Just finding your purpose, getting our little ones more inclined with things that they want to do in this community, things they want to do in their life. It has to start now. A lot of people wait until they're 25 to figure out what's going on. And at that point, they already wasted so many valuable years of their life. So let's give our kids, our future, our next gen. Let's give them the tools so they know what they need to do. Find their purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until next week. What in the world was that?
A big smile, a Kool-Aid smile, rather. Like, hmm, let's just wrap this up.
What in the world? Boy, my wife. Y'all see her. Full display. This is what I deal with on and off the camera. But yeah, we appreciate you guys for the ones who stuck around and listened to the rest of this episode. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we experienced. We definitely appreciate you guys. We definitely appreciate the people who reached out to us
Yes.
just to
Thank
ask if
you.
everything was okay. Everything was fine. It was just life was life, and then we getting ready for this new bundle of joy. And yeah, that's where we at, man. I gotta go outside and check this chicken. I said 10:15, and it's 10:15.
All
Yeah, I'm
right.
cooking on the grill while we recording the episode. But yeah, until next time, I am your host, Rashad.
And I'm your hostess, Sade.
And remember, be blessed.
You forgot to say your other quote.
What's the other close?
The
Experience shared
experiences
is
shared.
experience multiplied. I was hoping you was gonna catch on. But yeah, remember, experience shared is experience multiplied. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.